Hey, this is John Fernay, the co-host of the Maryland Crabs, and I am here today with a Maryland Crabcake for your listening pleasure. What's a crabcake? It's not quite a full episode, it's just a little snippet. Stay tuned and check it out. And make sure you check us out on themarylandcrabs.com. You can follow us on Twitter at MD Crabs Podcast, or find us on Facebook at the Maryland Crabs Podcast. And don't forget, subscribe, rate us, iTunes. Go there now. All right, we are back here in the Commons, and we're talking about Amps and Ales, which is a new beer and music festival that's coming up in September. With the absence of the Annapolis Craft Brew Festival, I think that was the
name. It is Annapolis Craft Beer and Music Festival.
Beer and Music Festival. It is going to be the festival of the fall season, yes. And it's going to be held in the Bowie Bay Sox Park.
Not actually in the park, Prince George's Stadium, the big parking lot, like right next to the...
Absolutely. Well, with me, we've got Tyler Valliant, who is chiming in here, and he's with Humdinger Productions, which is putting on this program along with Symmetry Agency, which is based here in Annapolis.
Indeed.
And just to sort of give an idea of what happened is with the Craft Beer Festival in Annapolis, the Naval Academy Stadium is a little bit gun-shy with noise and everything else that's going on out there. And with when Travis Pastrana came in there, they got a little bit upset, so they're a little bit gun-shy on that. And when the producer wanted to really up the festival and make it a lot better, they sort of were very hesitant on that. So it made sense to move it to an area that you can use some noise, have a little bit more space, and a lot more free parking and everything else. So
free parking was
it's big. It is, especially when you got to pay $5 or $10 to get out there.
Exactly.
But the Amps and Ales Festival is coming in September. It's September 16th in the Bowie Bay Sox, at the Bowie Bay Sox at the Prince George Stadium field. And Tyler, with Humdinger Productions, what do we expect out of the Amps and Ales?
We've got 7 bands from the area that I think are the best. We've got 27 breweries, a lot from Maryland that I think are the best beers around. You know, it's from noon to 8. It's a lot of ale drinking. It's a lot of music. And it's going to be... If I was a fan of beer and music, this is the one that I would go to.
All right. Well, Humdinger Productions is not I won't say it's not a real publicly known name. But you guys have had your fingers in a number of local events. You guys were all over the Silipana.
Yes. Yep.
When Ramshead did that, so you were there, and so you can expect a really good festival out of Humdinger.
Oh yeah, I mean they've got the best sound equipment, best lights around, so.
Sometimes the best companies just run under the radar.
Yeah, you know, behind the scenes.
And as far as the bands go, and I was looking at the lineup, there are some familiar names, but there are some unfamiliar names, which is going to be a real good thing. And you are part of Mountainwolf,
yes,
which is a homegrown band out of Arnold or Broadneck.
Yes. And
tell us about Mountainwolf and what to expect there.
Just 3 boys playing psychedelic rock. The live show is a lot of improv, so we can get a little spacey, get a little weird, get a little dark, and then a little light at some points.
Who are your influences?
Ranges everywhere from Black Sabbath to Steely Dan. So,
all right. Thanks for that admission. But you've also curated the music for this. You've also located the bands and figured out what was going to work here. And you brought 2 of your curations with you here.
Yes, 2 friends.
Absolutely. We've got Kit Whitacre down here with the Chardonnay Boys.
Hello.
Formerly of Dirty Names.
Yes, sir.
And what are you bringing to Amps and Ales?
So we're bringing it's kind of like an upbeat rock and roll show. You know, we kind of draw from a few influences, ranging from David Bowie to Tom Petty to the Rolling Stones, to soul music and blues and everything. A little psychedelic, a little bit of pop, soul rock, high energy. But we've evolved over the years with different lineups and whatnot. We've got our old bass player who played in Dirty Names as well is now on the drums. We've got a couple old high school friends of mine that are now full-time members on the bass and the keys, Tucker Hinkle and Jake Isbell. So,
Mountainwolf played Ram's Head.
Yeah, we played Ram's Head on stage.
Metropolitan is also another good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of like where we've been mostly. This group's still a little new, the Chardonnay Boys. So
okay.
Mostly playing Metropolitan. We've been up in New York a few times over the last 6 months. doing slight touring up there, DC and Baltimore. But we're about to start hitting the road in the fall. So.
Cool. Over here on the right side of me that nobody can see because this is all audio and keeping quiet over there.
Magical.
Is Jake Crawford from Higher Hands. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having us.
All right, man. Your Higher Hands is also on the bill, and you're bringing something funky.
Yes. When Humdinger contacted us to be a part of the show, we talked about doing something special specifically for the event that would be a little bit outside of what Higher Hands does. Not
Burl Lives?
musically, but...
Burl Lives?
It was Burl, Velvet Fog, or James Brown, and we settled in on James for this one. So we are going to do 60 minutes of funk by the one and only James Brown. So our entire set will be a James Brown tribute set.
Oh, that's
Stoked.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys bring the funk anytime you go.
Absolutely.
But to 60 minutes of James Brown.
That's right.
Ow!
Yeah.
I just want to see you dance. I'm excited to see you dance.
I've been working on my footwork. You can believe that. I'm more worried about my outfit, to be honest.
Yeah.
With you.
You guys aren't going to come out looking like the Uncle Jack band, are you? With the purple fuzzy.
No. We're gonna just keep it authentic musically, and you won't really have to worry about what we're wearing. It's gonna be what we're playing. That's gonna be what matters. But we're gonna jump into some hits. Obviously, we'll be doing I Got the Feeling, Get Up, Get Into It, Get Involved, Give It Up or Turn It Loose, The Boss. But we'll be doing stuff like Sex Machine too, because you gotta go, with the classics.
No funky drummer.
Yeah.
Well, the funky drummer's gonna be in there all night.
Yeah.
But I'm excited, and we also have Mike McHenry, which is a very well-known
I did not know that.
Is he playing?
and an awesome dude. He's going to be joining me on some vocal duties and guitar. And
very chill.
I've got the usual guys that play with my band, Marty and Larry, and Marty's brother Eric on bass, and then we brought in a couple ringers from Baltimore to round out the horn section.
Nice. You gotta love the horn section.
Yeah.
You gotta love the horn section. Tyler, is there going to be a big old jam at the end of this thing? Perhaps.
Perhaps. I mean,
never know what might happen.
We'll see where the electricity is flowing towards the end of the day, and why not?
That's true. Let's get back into the festival. Tickets are still available. You can get them at ampsandales.com, and that's all spelled out, AMPS and ales, ALES.com. And the festival runs from noon to 8 p.m.
Yes.
And I know they've got a contest going right now. And,
We've got a few, yeah.
And I'll put a link in the show notes on this, but there's where you can win an VIP and an overnight stay at a local hotel there. So
with a whirlpool, and it's called the Whirlpool Suite.
Ooh.
So after drinking all day, you and a special someone could get a little cozy.
What was that, James? And we get Higher Hands to come play James Brown.
Hey, why not?
Machine.
Yeah.
Are bands excluded from that Whirlpool giveaway?
No one's excluded from anything.
Just change your names. You know how this game is. Have your girlfriend or mom sign up and be fine.
You can't really have a classy after party without a few band members invited.
Exactly.
That's true.
Hey, if you win, invite the bands to the Whirlpool Suite.
That's right.
Now, is it all craft beers or is
Yes, it's all craft.
It is. So a beer guy that craft beer people look down upon, like me, that enjoys a Bud Light.
Oh, I love Bud Light.
Am I going to be okay there?
Bud Light
You're
Lime's
fine. We've got it's not all the heavy 9% double IPAs. We got a bunch of session beers in there, 4.5 that you can drink all day long. I mean, I love Bud Light, but
Yeah, I'm on the website right now looking at it. I mean, there's some good breweries here. I mean, you've got Jailbreak locally, you've got Flying Dog, Heavy Seas, RAR.
Oliver's, DC Brow.
Yeah, DC Brow. I was just out on the Schooner Woodman last week, and they did a beer tasting on there.
And we've been going out to all the breweries and interviewing the CEOs and stuff, which has been really cool.
Oh, that's kind of a horrible job.
I know, right? You get to drink 10% beer at 10 a.m. in the morning. So,
what food?
Yeah, it's ballpark food from Bowie Bay Sox,
Okay,
hot
so
dogs.
it's going to be your hot ballpark fair type thing,
Yes.
right out there. And this is going to be in the parking lot
Yes.
of the Bay Sox. So it's going to be out there, and If you have never been to the Bay Sox or the Prince George Stadium, I mean, there's a ton of free parking there. You just come in right off of Route 3. It's a really easy shot out Route 50, south on Route 3, 301, whatever it's called there. You've got the bands, and again, all the other bands that are playing here. Obviously, we've got Mountainwolf, Higher Hands, and Chardonnay Boys. Who else is coming in?
We've got Def Scene from Baltimore, which is an awesome progressive instrumental band. We've got one of my favorite bands, which is People's Blues of Richmond, which is like a nationally touring act. Like they were out on the road with ZZ Top for a while.
Presumably blues. I've never heard of them.
It's psychedelically driven manic rock and roll.
All right, this is the third time you talked about psychedelic.
Sorry. I mean, that's the way that's the way that a magazine described their music. I could say manic driven rock and roll, but yeah, it's awesome rock music. So yeah, there's definitely blues influence in
I
there.
heard they put on a heck of a show.
Oh yeah, they're great.
We played with them like 5 years ago in Charlottesville, actually. First met them there, and they've been killing it since then.
Yeah, no, they're awesome.
My
And then
buddy, when he last saw them, said they were doing like on stage live paintings and all kinds of like wow.
yeah, their show's wild.
Yeah,
And then
real performance.
we have Del Florida, which I've seen them around town a lot, fronted by the beautiful Leela. Kit introduced me to that band.
Yeah, they're killer. Yeah, we played with them at Tsunami just a few months ago.
Yeah, so I was like, we need that. And then Kitten Breath, which is a two-piece instrumental band with Sarah Churchill and Robin Eckman, who's, I mean, I think everyone...
He was in my band for a while.
Yeah, I think everyone will say he's one of the best drummers, if not the best drummer, like, around, in my opinion, so...
Tickets are still on sale.
Yes.
Obviously. The early birds are sold out already, which is always a good thing. And tickets, a regular admission is $30 right now, and that includes your tasting. You can
10 sample. Well, there you go. It's even better.
Double your value there. And it will be a little bit higher at the gate as well there. They do have I'll say a designated driver admission as well, with no samples, and that's $20. VIP. Limited numbers of VIP, and that's $75 there. It has an early entry and some other little swag to go with it. Unlimited samples, which is good for the drinker and all of us.
Great for the drinker.
And obviously you can buy additional tickets for samples or full pours, I guess.
Oh, yeah, you can buy as many as your little heart desires. And first responders are free. Yeah.
First responders, that's just show an ID, a badge?
Yeah, just active military.
Okay, so
firemen.
military as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so first responders, so that's police, fire, EMS. And I always get this question. What about like dispatchers? They are employees of the police department. They have, ID. They don't have a badge and a gun.
I don't know all the logistics of that.
I typically go, yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll be turned away.
I figure somebody else will fight that fight.
Yeah, I'm saying yes.
If they want, I'll tell them anything they want to hear.
I think if you got a good looking ID.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll work. And where can we get those?
Well, I'm an honorary deputy here in this town.
But what else do we need to know? I mean, can we bring tents and stuff like that?
No tents.
There's no outside food. There's
No beer, like unless you want to throw it away, like as soon as you get there. But there's a frequently asked question section on the website. It's a lot of information that I can't retain in my head right off the top. So
that's why they made websites.
Yes, exactly.
Some great beers coming on Amps and Ales. It's going to be a loud festival. That's
loud beer and louder music. That's what we've been saying.
Which is something that was not going to happen at the Naval Academy Stadium. Nope. And while that Annapolis Craft Beer Festival was a good festival, people really appreciate
Great.
that.
Yeah, I had a blast.
I think being able to take it into a little bit of a larger venue, be able to spread it out a little bit more so the lines aren't quite as jammed as they have been in the past, and certainly the increased musical entertainment that you have as opposed to the one little stage in the corner is where it is. And September 16th, is daylight savings time kicked in yet? I don't think so. So it'll still be fairly light out at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'd have to check my farmer's almanac. I don't know.
I don't know what I'm looking forward to, man. People's Blues of Richmond, James Brown said, or, I've not seen Kit and the Chardonnay Boys, but I do remember you from Dirty Names, and I know you bring it. And,
great show.
And Mountainwolf, you had a sold-out show at Ram's Head earlier this month.
Yeah, August 4th.
Last month, early part of August.
Yeah.
There. So, wonderful. Well, Amps and Ales Festival Go there, ampsandales.com. Pick up your tickets now, September 16th at the Prince George Stadium. And they got to come up with a...
Yeah, I had to say it on
Prince George County
the
Stadium,
radio.
Bay Sox Stadium.
Yeah,
you know
we
where it
always
is.
referred to it as Bay Sox.
Bay Sox Stadium, yeah.
That's there. It's going to be off the hooks. It's going to be some great entertainment, some really great beer lineups going on here. Tickets are reasonable, and it's an all-day fun day from noon to 8 on September 16th. Tyler Valliant, Kip Whitacre, and Jay Crawford.
Hey now.
Hey.
Thank you guys very much for coming in.
Yes, sir.
Talking about Amps and Ales. We're looking forward to hearing you guys, all three of you guys, looking forward to partying and having a good time at Amps and Ales on the 16th of September.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. That's it.
Cheers.
Beautiful.
And let's bring it out with a taste of Amps and Ales with Lord Rikus from Mountainwolf, Complicated from Kit Whitacre and the Chardonnay Boys, and a little James Brown-esque, because they haven't quite finished their set and they're keeping it a surprise, but Stay Sharp from Higher Hands.
station. Oh, where's Poncho? She got a station. Oh, where's the point? Trying to make that cut. Better know just what's slicing.
This has been the Maryland Crabs podcast with Tim Hamilton and John Fernay. Sure to follow them in all the regular places, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and online at themarylandcrabs.com. Take a moment to rate us on iTunes. Now, get the hell out of my kitchen. Seriously, go!
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.